Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today we focus on the end of season review and the transfer special as we prepare for life in the Championship. Hello, it's a very warm welcome to episode 102 of From the Bottom to the Top as we try and take a National League South side, in this case Weymouth, from the bottom all the way up to the top. And this is our journey. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we review the season just gone, season 28-29, and we have a look at our transfers that we need potentially to secure our foothold in the Championship. I mean, to be honest, we've done very well to get through the leagues as it is, but I'm not sure that we're going to do it at the first attempt out of the Championship. I think we need to probably build a little bit of a side that's going to get us out of the Championship. As everybody will know, the Championship is renowned for being a tough division to get out of. And I don't think Football Manager is going to make it any easier for us in any manner, shape or form. So with that in mind, today, as I say, we are focusing on the end of season review, which we will do first, and then we will have a look at what we need in order to hang on in the Championship. I say hang on, to do what we need to do in the Championship and kit ourselves very, very well. Just to recap on how we finished, of course, we finished League One as champions. We will review and do a deep dive into the table very, very shortly. But I thought what was also very interesting was to have a look at the history. And I think we said when we joined the side, they were, where are we? National League South. Yeah, I think we finished 17th the first season that we were there. And then the following season, we went up as champions into the National League. We ended up in the playoffs of the National League in 25-26, not getting up. So we had another season in the National League, but then we won the National League as champions in 26-27. And then in 27-28, we were promoted as champions out of League Two. And then in 28-29, we've been promoted as champions out of League One into the Championship, as high as we've ever been before. So that is how we have come up through the leagues, as it were. Well, I think it's high time that we had a look at the end of season review, as we always do here on the channel. I think there's a great deal else to tell you about how we've equipped ourselves and gone up through the leagues fairly well. But don't forget, if you do enjoy today's episode, you can leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button. It all helps me here on YouTube, and I will be most grateful for you doing that. And you can follow everything that's going on the channel, tutorials, shirt videos, the lot, by following me on X at JustOffsideFM. Lets you know when stuff is coming out. And of course, we will be changing the shirts, so watch as we go through the episode. I will leave a link if you want to change shirts in your game, and if you've got a team that have only got two shirts, how to add a third shirt. I'll leave you links both below and in the video so that you can follow those videos. Right, we will do that when we get to changing the teams per se. So I think it's time, as I say, for us to go and have a look at the season review, the 2028-29 season review, and see how we got on. Well, we know how we got on, but see who were the winners and losers in 2028-29. So here we are with our end of season review, and as always, we start with the new arrivals, and we'll just focus on the players that have done reasonably well. In fact, we'll go down a little way because I think there's quite a few have done reasonably well. The star player for us apparently is Billy G. He brought him in from West Brom. He made 43 appearances and one from the bench, and almost ever present. 2 goals and 7 assists in the 7.10. The only person to get a better average rating than him was Harley O'Grady-Macken, who came in from Blackburn. 29 appearances, 7 from the bench, 4 goals and 7 assists, a 7.11 for him. And then the others, Lependa, 22 appearances, 20 from the bench, 5 goals, 4 assists and a 7.05. Yao Virginia came from Everton, 41 appearances he made, a 7.04 in goal. And Stefan Adamson came from Birmingham, 13 appearances, 4 goals, 4 assists, a 7.03. Big question mark over whether we should take him and bring him in for next season. Travis Patterson was on loan. Was he on loan, or did we bring him in from Bournemouth? I think we might have had him on loan the season before, but we brought him in from Bournemouth. Made 45 appearances, 7 from the bench, 15 goals, 9 assists, a 6.95. Carl Johnson came in from Fleetwood, 41 appearances, 10 from the bench. Took a little while for him to get established, but he got there in the end. 5 goals, 13 assists. I mean, that is massive. That is a huge assist rate. 6.88 for him. Neil Delagithin, I can never pronounce his name, 19-year-old promising centre-back, also in from Bournemouth on loan. 12 appearances, 1 from the bench, 1 assist, a 6.86. He could become quite good. Jordan Byron didn't really do it for us. He came in from Huddersfield, made 22 appearances, 8 from the bench, 2 goals, 1 assist, a 6.80. Junior definitely didn't. He came in from FOR. He made 11 substitute appearances, 1 goal and a 6.69. And Taril Angimang came in from Notts County, 8 appearances, 12 from the bench, 1 goal, 2 assists, 6.67. So those 2 players not doing particularly well. Of the transfers going out, obviously there was a raft of them. Luigi Gasper, Brad House, Jake Garante, Ethan Braley, Abdul Malek, Lorenz Jones, Sonny Davis and Jaden Wareham all leaving us. Jaden Wareham did absolutely diddly squat once he left us, but the best performer of all the ones that left us was Luigi Gaspar. Went to Tom. 2 appearances he made, 7.55. That's about the best you get. None of the other players, I think Brad House playing 23 games for Bath City and a 6.90, but nobody really standing out. Maybe we didn't do bad in actually getting them away. So they are the players that have come in. Of course, we finished the League One top of the table. Ball pleased that we won the League One. We'll recap on all of that very, very soon. But the board expectation was to avoid relegation. We finished first. We had an average home attendance of 5,452. Wakachuk top scorer on 19 goals. Need to make sure that if he doesn't come back for another season, we need to replace him next season with somebody equally as good. He was a bit wishy-washy, but I'll tell you what, he did score the goals, which was rather splendid. In the Emirates FA Cup, we were knocked out in the 4th round by Charlton Athletic. Chesterfield took a little while to get past them in the first round, went to a replay, beat them 3-2. What was that second round? That was first round, second round, third round. That's right. So that was the first round. Second round was Sheffield Wednesday, a 3-2 win at the Bob Lucas, beating Sheffield Wednesday. Barrow, we beat them in the third round by 1-0. Very tight match, just that single goal winning it. And then we lost 1-0 to Charlton Athletic in the 4th round. The board wanted us to be competitive. Reasonably happy, I think. Nzingo and Patterson, 2 goals apiece in that competition. In the Caribou Cup, we were knocked out in the second round by Southampton, got past Derby on penalties, but then we lost on penalties, so we didn't really lose as such to Southampton in the second round, and Luca Fletcher getting the only goal for us in that competition. In the EFL Trophy, we were knocked out in the southern section. We were up against Barnet, Peterborough United and Southampton under-21s. Drew 1-1 with Southampton under-21s. We lost to Peterborough United 3-1, and we beat Barnet by 2-1, but it wasn't enough to secure a knockout stage. The board not They were okay, but not completely happy with it. Our biggest win, a 5-1 win against Stockport County in February. O'Grady Mackin from the penalty spot, Adamson, Patterson with a brace, and Daniel Jebson 3 minutes into injury time at the end of the game, making it look rather splendid at 5-1. The match to remember apparently was the game against Burton. Henry Francis' own goal, Armitage and Billy G getting a brace in that game back in September. Early in the season, a 4-0 win really set us on our way. And then goal of the season was from Will Armitage, and he scored a low drive from 26 metres in the game against Ipswich. And the ball forward, and Nzingo on the ball. He's tackled. Linton picks it up, back heels it to Armitage. Armitage creates a bit of space, top corner, and it was possibly a good goal. And so, goal of the season from Will Armitage in that game against Ipswich Town in early December. So that is how that comes out. This is the finances. Everything is up as we would expect, and hopefully it will be up again this coming season. And our reputation pretty much stayed as it was. Shirt sales, Jefferson at most, Patterson, G, Darcy and Lependa, the other big sellers in the shirt stakes. How we lined up: Yale Virginia in goal, Olsen, Armitage and G the back line, Linton and Johnson the wide wing backs, O'Grady Mackin between them, Patterson and Darcy the wide players with Nzingo between them, and Wakachu up front. That's how we lined up. 3 players with an average rating over 7, Virginia, G and O'Grady Mackin. Accolades: one manager of the month in August, January and April. Club awards: Billy G, best average rating of 7.1. A young player of the season, Billy G. Signing of the season, Billy G. So Billy G really did well. Will Armitage, we've seen the goal of the season. Mohamed Wakachu, 22 goals for the season in all competitions. Carl Johnson, 13 assists. As we've already said, a really good assist rate from him. Most player of the match awards, Travis Patterson with 7. Highest average rating. Fans player of the season. Highest average rating was Harley Grady Mackin on 7.1, and most passes completed with O'Grady Mackin as well. No competition awards to show up. Record breakers: Travis Patterson broke the record for the most player of the match awards. So that's how it is. The David Simpson from Radio 5 Live said Weymouth have been brilliant since turning it on in the middle of the season. Their football was a joy to watch, and they deservedly are going up. Thank you very much for that. So that's the season review. Let's have a look and do a deep dive into the table. And here we are with the table. I can confirm Reading have been promoted via the playoffs, so they will be joining Birmingham and ourselves in the Championship next season. They finished in 4th place. I'm not quite sure the result, but we'll have a look at that in due course. Right, so looking at the table then, this is how it finished. We were top on 103 points, 3 points clear of Birmingham, who were in 2nd place. Of course, as you will know, for most of the season, certainly the second half of the season, we were toe and toe with Birmingham, and we only needed to slip up for Birmingham to get through that open door, but we didn't let them, thankfully. Derby finished 3rd on 77, and then 3 teams on 74, Reading, Charlton and Wickham in 4th, 5th and 6th, and Notts County just missing out in 7th on 72. On goal difference from Wigan and Shrewsbury, both on 72, and it was only by virtue of the poor ends to the season and Notts County losing their last 3, including a game against us. Wigan only not winning their last 3, losing 2 and drawing 1, and Shrewsbury, who've been on a very good run, winning 4 of their last 5, losing the last one, which saw them miss out. If they'd won that last game, they'd have ended up in the playoff places with to fight it out, but they didn't in the end at the bottom end of the table. Leyton Orient put up a massive fight towards the end of the season, having had a new manager, ended up just 4 points short. They spent a lot of time on the bottom of the table. Excuse me, I was about to say they spent a lot of time on the bottom of the table, and they won 4 of their last 5 games. The game that they didn't win was against Lincoln City. They won that, lost that 1-0, even beat us in the run-in as well. So Leyton Orient 21st on 45, a point clear of Rotherham in 22nd on 44. Burton Albion relegated, they are in 23rd, 5 points adrift of Rotherham, 10 points adrift of Lincoln City, and Chesterfield, they finished up on the bottom on 31 points, some 18 points adrift of Lincoln City. In safety, they had a poor season, only winning 7 games all season. Right, as we usually do, let's deep dive. Home records, we were best at home. 57 points picked up at home against Birmingham's 51. I think that's probably where we just about won it. Lost 2 games in the season. Leyton Orient and Derby County, the 2 teams that beat us at the Bob Lucas. Our final 5 games at home with 3 wins, a draw and a loss. Probably not the best form going in. Birmingham winning 4 of their last 5, drawing the other one, unbeaten in their 5. And that's what you need to do at home, really, is to go unbeaten. Charlton were 3rd, Derby 4th, Oxford 5th, and Wycombe, who finished 6th, were 6th as it was. And Chesterfield having the poorest home, only winning 3 times at home all season. Rotherham, Burton and Salford City were the games that they won at home. Away from home, Birmingham were better than us away from home. 49 points they picked up on the road. They did lose 4, and we only lost 3, but they didn't draw as many as us. That's how the points difference came about. But our last 5 games away from home, we won 4 and drew 1. They won 3, drew 1 and lost 1. But they had 49 points. We were on 46. Wigan were 3rd on 41. Notts County 5th on 39. Shrewsbury 6th on 37. Just separated by goal difference from Ipswich, also on 37. Burton Albion having the worst away record. Chesterfield the next worst. Salford City and Lincoln City, the other teams who had pretty atrocious away records for the season. The first half of the season, we were top, 5 points clear of Oxford, and as we know, Oxford dropped away, finished 10th in the end, but they had a very good early season. Yeah, you've got to do it for the whole season, not just half the season. 5 points clear. We were 6 points clear of Birmingham at that stage. Notts County were there on 43. Charlton 5th on 40, and Reading down in 6th place on 39 points. Leyton Orient, as we said, we're on the bottom on 13. So they had a very good second half of the season. We'll see how they did in the second half. Chesterfield were 23rd. Burton Albion 22nd. So all the relegated sides were in that bottom 4 positions, not in the order that it all finished. In the second half of the season, as we see, Leyton Orient way up here. In fact, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11th best in the second half of the season, picking up 32 points. They did really, really well. Just a little bit too late to get going in order for them to do it. In the second half of the season, Birmingham were better than us on 54 points, and they had a better second half than us. We only lost 2 games, but we drew too many games in our second half of the season. 51 points we picked up. They picked up 54. That was how they closed the gap. Derby were 3rd best on 43, just ahead of Wycombe. Not quite sure what separated them, but then came Ipswich Town and Peterborough United. Rotherham, Burton, Stockport County having an atrocious second half of the season, but managed to survive. Lincoln didn't do too bad either, and Chesterfield were the worst for the second half of the season, only winning 4 games in that second half of the season. The last 5 games, as we know, Leyton Orient having the best run-in of everybody, really, picking up 12 points. So did we, so did Shrewsbury in the last 5 games. Everybody dropping a game. Birmingham, that's the reason that we got through past them, really, is they dropped 4 points from those last 5 games, which is what gave us the win. But Leyton Orient having the best run-in of everybody. Stockport County having the worst run-in, not winning a game. Neither did Oxford United, and again, that's why they ended up in 10th place. So truly dropping away. Not good but that's how it goes sometimes. The media prediction last season was for us to finish 22nd, but we finished first, so we completely confounded that. Birmingham were expected to go up as champions, finished second. Derby were expected to go up in second place automatically, missed out on promotion, full stop. Reading got promoted. They were expected to finish fourth, finished fourth and did well. Charlton finished fifth and were expected to finish eighth. Wycombe had a good season, expected to finish 19th and finished sixth, so they did extremely well. Chesterfield were expected to go down and did. Burton Albion were expected to finish 10th, finished 23rd. Rotherham 12th and 22nd. Leighton Orient expected to finish 18th and finish 21st. And Lincoln were expected to finish 9th and ended up in 20th. So Mansfield, Carlisle, Walsall, all doing better than what the media expected. So don't take too much of what the media says as you go along. So that is how it has ended up. That is our look at the league table. And at this early stage, I don't think there is a great deal happening in the transfer window. Let's have a look at transfer history. Of course, the last player in was Delathin from Bournemouth on loan back in January on virtually on deadline day, along with Stefan Adamson, as we couldn't get any players in. We just shored everything up on loan, and it did us good, really, of course, as it happened. So nothing happened transfer-wise as it stands at the moment. The other bit of news that I can tell you is that we are going to get a new stadium. The board have agreed a new stadium, and we will be building it, and it will be called the Weymouth Stadium, and it will hold 12,000, which is well over double the capacity that we've currently got at the Bob Lucas. I think we ought to call it Bob Lucas 2, really, don't we? So that's where we're at. I think what we're going to do is we're going to come back with the transfer news. We'll come back on the 1st of June and see if there's any transfer activity at all. In fact, let's have a quick look and see if there's any activity. No, that's under 21 goalkeeping coach. That's got nothing to do with incoming. So we'll just jump forward then, and we will come back with the first look at the transfers. Well, here we are, 2nd of June in game. Nothing happening transfer-wise, but we do have a number of irons in the fire, and we've got a couple of players that are coming in from the unwanted big clubs that we usually shell out and decide that they don't want, that we're going to pick them up. So we have agreed a deal for Nicholas Franderson. He's a 17-year-old coming from Liverpool. He's Danish, and he's okay. I think we can pick him up. He's good at technique. He can play in midfield, and he can play as attacking midfield, and that's probably where we utilise him more than anything. Probably not at best, but as I said, I think bearing in mind we haven't got a good youth outfit here, I think it will give us the opportunity to perhaps bring him on. That's the plan anyway. So Nicholas Franderson, we'll see whether he can do. He's coming in on the 12th of June, so very, very shortly. The other one coming in is Zoran Juric. He is Croatian, coming from Aston Villa. He's got potential to be a League One standard. And again, he can play on either side, so could be useful just as a backup. Get some game time in the Caribou Cup and things like that. So he's got good agility and pace, and passing's good. His crossing's okay. So hopefully we can make use of him. Cam Cooper looks like he may be going. He's rejected that one. Might be going. We have put in an offer for Wakachu. In fact, it's been accepted. He will join us on the 1st of July. So that is good news. Wakachu will be joining us permanently, £600,000. Quite a whack of our transfer budget going on him. I think we had a transfer budget of about 1.5 4 million, something like that. So we're using quite a huge chunk of that in order to secure Wakachoo. But 22 goals last season. Hopefully he can do very, very similar again for us in the coming season. So that is where we are at the moment. We need to fill a few places. I think if we have a look at the dynamics, no, wrong one, Mark. There we go. If we have a look, we do need wing backs on this right side. Only Johnson and Holman in that area. Ronnie Hollingshead and Virginia in goal. Do we need another goalkeeper? Hollingshead is being touted. He's wanted by Aberdeen, Kilmarnock, Motherwell and Ross County. Is he Scottish? He's Welsh. So I think it really depends. Bearing in mind he's only a maximum of 3 potential. I don't think if we get a decent offer for him, we won't stand in his way, and we will look to recruit for a better player than what he is, if that makes sense. So that's what we'll be looking at. Other positions, defence, I think we could probably do with another defender. Wing back left, I think we're okay. We've got Davante Shepherd on trial. He's not fantastic, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, really, we've only got Carl Johnson over that. Why have I only got Carl Johnson over that side? And because we've got Linton and Candlish, which are not showing on here, which is a bit of a worry. I think that's probably maybe because they're out of contract. I don't know. Need to check that one out. Defensive midfield, I think we're okay. We've got Lependa and O'Grady Mackin, certainly for another season for Lependa, 2 seasons for O'Grady Mackin. So I think we are okay there. Travis Patterson on the left with Adamson. Johnson can play out there. Whittingham can play out there. So we're okay. Attacking midfield. Well, bearing in mind Adamson will play out wide. Wakachoo will play up front mainly. Grady Mackin will play deep. Albeit he can play. We've got Nzingo and Patterson. We wouldn't play Patterson out there either. So maybe, just maybe, we need another attacking midfield central. Attacking on the right, I think we're okay. Adamson, albeit could possibly do with Adamson and Darcy, the 2 proper players. Johnson can play out there, and then up front, Jefferson, Fletcher, Wakachoo, who's coming in, of course, and Mika Peters. I don't think we desperately need anybody there, but we'll see who flows out in our searches. But certainly in the wing back position on the right, Johnson and Holman, definitely we need a bit of backup there. A third wing back would be very, very useful. Right, we're going to jump forward then to the 1st of July. We will also find out the new fixtures, and we'll find out whether there's any incomings. And here we are, 1st of July, and well, I can tell you there has been some activity, and you will see it here on the left. Just after you were with us last, Ross Stewart came in on a free transfer, and he is the first player, I think, in my time here on YouTube, where we've had him in both of our running saves. So I can tell you that Ross Stewart is in our going Dutch save as well, where he's very, very good, and he's a good performer. So hopefully he can do the same here at Weymouth. He's only a National League player though in this sphere, so we will see. Maybe he's not the same credible as thing. We've got him for 2 seasons, so we'll see how he goes. If he doesn't do it for us, I think he'd probably be more backup to Wakachoo, but if he doesn't do it for us, then it's quite possible that we can move him on at some point or other in due course. But he's good finishing, good first touch. His heading's all right. He's got a good jumping reach, and his technique's not too bad. He's probably not quite as fast. His agility and acceleration aren't as good as they used to be. But as a target man, which is his preferred position, he's probably not too bad at all. So Ross Stewart first in, then a freebie for him, and as we'd already said, we have Nicholas Franderson. He's come in from Liverpool, the 18-year-old Danish player, and Zoran Juric. He's come in from Aston Villa, 18-year-old Croatian, and he will be playing out wide on one of the two sides that he can play. So there we have the freebies coming in. As I said, Hollingshead was being touted, and Hollingshead has left us. He's gone to Aberdeen for 450,000, rising to 500,000. So we do need to replace Ronnie Hollingshead with somebody that is going to be slightly better. Right, we have some more transfers coming in for you. And the first in on the new year transfers is Henry Lawrence. He's a right wing back. We identified that we did need a right wing back, and he is the one. He can play as a wing back. Complete wing back is his preferred roles, so we can make use of him in those. He is 27 years old. He's got good determination, natural fitness. So we want to see and hopefully get the best out of him. He's a good League One player, unlikely to improve, but we'll see how he steps up to to the Championship, and whether he can. As I said, of course, we are building something here, so hopefully we can do. Where did Henry come from? Let's have a look. Henry came in from SL16, Standard Liège 16 FC in Belgium. I think that's their second stream, but really from Standard Liège, where he's been there for a long while. In fact, he was at Chelsea, went out on loan to Wimbledon, went out on loan to Milton Keynes Dons, then went to Standard Liège, where he's played quite a few seasons. And last season in the Challenger Pro League, he got 7.37, 3 goals, 5 assists, 1 player of the match, and made 30 appearances, including games in the main Jupiler Pro League. Got 5 appearances there and an assist, 6.57. So hopefully he can do the business. Seems to be able to do it in the sort of like second string, but hasn't really replicated that in the main string. Let's hope he can do it for us. So that's Henry Lawrence, the right wing back. He is English. And of course, as we said, was on the cards to come in, Wakachu. He has joined us permanently. We've brought him in from Chesterfield, where from Queen's Park Rangers. He was loaned to Chesterfield, and of course he's played for us for 2 seasons. 16 goals in his first season on 31 matches, 5 assists, 3 player of the matches, 7.24. Not so good last season on the old average rating, but he has scored 19 goals, 1 assist, and 4 player of the matches. So not too bad. So 600,000 he has cost us. They are the incomings. Nobody else going out as it stands, but the fixture list has been released, and we are going to start our season away at the Deepdale in Preston against Preston North End. That's going to start our season off. We're away for that one. We are away for the game against Bolton in the Caribou Cup first round at the Tough Sheet Community Stadium up in Bolton. At least they're both up there. We will probably stay up there in between. We won't bother coming back because they're not too far apart, as it turns out. And then our first home game is at home to Stoke City at the Bob Lucas Stadium as they come down to see us. And then as we look to the middle part of the season, Boxing Day, we have an away game against Sheffield United. And then around New Year, we welcome Luton Town to the Bob Lucas away on New Year's Day to Hull City before the FA Cup third round. Of course, we go straight into the third round now, being in the Championship. And we finish up our season against last season's arch rivals, Birmingham City. And let's hope it doesn't come down to the last game of the season again. This time we are away, so we definitely don't want to be relying on a result on the final day of the season, either to stay up or to get promoted. If that is a possibility, we will have to wait and see. Right, that's pretty much brought you up to date. There's no irons in the fire at the moment. We do need that goalkeeper to come in, though. That is most important. If we have a quick look at the thing, as you see, goalkeeper now, we only have Yale Virginia at the back there. There are our wing backs. I think we're pretty much, now we've got Henry Lawrence in there, I think we're pretty much secure in the right wing back position. Keane Burgess is a possibility. We haven't brought so many in on trial this season, so we will have to wait and see. I still would like another defender as well. I think that is a possibility as well. We'll see if we have managed to do that as we get through to the start of the season, bring you up to date with the transfers and look at how our pre-season has gone in the next segment. And before we have the pre-season preview, we will just round up. We have got some more players in. Some players have gone out. Luca Fletcher has gone to Wickham on loan, and Andreas Mavris, one of the under-21s, has gone on loan to Truro City. They are the only outgoings, but we have brought some players in. We have got our goalkeeper that we wanted. Ben Winterbottom has come in. He is a sweeper keeper. And if we compare him with, I don't know that we can compare him with Hollingshead, because we haven't got Hollingshead here to compare him with. He's a good League Two player, unlikely to improve. 3 stars, 3 stars. Probably wasn't the best choice, but they were few and far between goalkeepers. So he's come in. Looks like he may well be all right. And I think we'll be making use of him. He's played a few games in pre-season and does look quite useful. So fingers crossed he'll be good back up to Yale Virginia. Whether he's in a position to challenge Yale Virginia, which Hollingshead could do, he may be able to. And just make Yale Virginia stand up if he needs to secure his place. He's coming from Cliftonville in Northern Ireland, was originally at Blackburn, Liverpool and Brentford. So he's been around a little bit, but yeah. Stefan Admonson has come in. We've got him in. Was on loan with us last season, did a good job. We definitely wanted him back, and he's come in for 2.2 thousand a week, and we have paid money for him. And let's go and have a look. How much do we pay for him? 700,000 altogether, not all of it up front, because we didn't have 700,000 to spill out up front. That's what it will cost us. So Stefan Adamson has come in. We've got him in from Birmingham is where he came from, and he'd been out on loan in Denmark, of course, where he's Danish, but he's consistently over 7 ratings, so hopefully he can do that again this season. James DeBeo, a free transfer. He is our central defender that we wanted. He's come in, looks half decent, League One player, could be good League One player. He's got potential, I think. He's good heading, his jumping reach is good, his tackling is excellent, his technique is good, he's got quite a little bit of pace, his physicals all stack up in the Blues, so I think we're more than happy with him as a defensive midfielder alongside the others. And as I said, we wanted to shore that up a little bit, so that is good news. As it was, he has come in from Preston, the side that we will face at the outset. So he was in the Championship, didn't get any games in there, played for them in League One, didn't do particularly well there, but he has played in Nigeria for Rivers United, originally at Watford, and then went to Leeds and didn't really do a great deal there, albeit it was out on loan at Haverfordwest and had quite a good season there. Hopefully he can turn it on for us. James DeBeo is the player, and our final incoming at the moment, Jesse Derry. He can play left side, right side. He is a 22-year-old English player, currently League One standard, and I think we can possibly bring him on. He's got reasonable. The only thing he hasn't got is jumping reach, but I don't think that's too much of a problem out wide. His passing's good, his crossing's good, his dribbling's good. His first touch is reasonable, and he's got reasonable strength. He's a little bit subdued. Stamina's not particularly good, but his pace and acceleration is quite good. His determination probably isn't the best, but that is how it is. He's come from Nottingham Forest, was on loan last season at Stockport County, got 6.75 there. Hopefully he will do better for us this season. We'll see. He has played in the Championship before. Right, so that is where we're at. A quick look then at the pre-season. It's not been fantastic, to say the least. We've only won one game in pre-season, that a 5-1 win against Milton Keynes Dons. We had a 3-3 draw against AS Monaco, which was a bit disappointing, really, because we were 3 goals up after 38 minutes. And then in the second half, they had a bit of a change of formation and completely capitulated, which wasn't good. Milton Keynes Dons, as I said, Wakatu getting on the score sheet. He scored 2 goals in that game. Charlie Olsen, Jess Derry, who we've brought in, he's got on the score sheet there, and Kevin Candlish, Nzingo, Wakatu and Darcy, the scorers against Wrexham. But we did lose that game 3-4. I think we were quite a few goals down. Were we 4-0 down? 4-2 at half time. They come out of the blocks and were... No, we took the lead after 10 minutes. They equalised after 16, and then were 3-1 up after 37. We got made it 4-1 up at 37 minutes. We got one back on 44, but it was struggling in that second half. Ronan Darcy managing to get us close on 83, but it wasn't enough. The only thing I think you can say is, when you look at our stats, 11 shots, 3 on target, wasn't particularly brilliant. 21-10 for Wrexham, albeit we did have the bulk of the possession, and we gave balls away, stupid balls away, which was not good. Game against Salford, we should have won. We had 10 shots, 3 on target again. They had 14 and 5, so they're getting shots on target, which is what we need to stop. We had the bulk of the possession again. We took the lead through. Travis Patterson on 21, Matty Carson on 87 minutes, getting the draw for Salford, and a poor result, that too. And a poor result against Newport County. 19 shots, 8 on target, which was a lot better. XG was good. Possession, still, we were better at possession. Nicholas Frenderson getting a second goal on 4 minutes into injury time at the end of the game. But we were 3 down at half time. Kiban Ray getting 2, and Seabury, the other one. Mika Peters getting one back on 61, as I say, Friedenson on 90.4. But we should have won that game, to say the least. We had plenty of chances and just did not take them. So pretty poor pre-season, but hopefully we will settle down and become a bit better as time progresses. Right. That doesn't leave us a lot to do other than have a look at the season preview. And then we'll see who's gone up and who's gone down and from around us. We are expected to finish 24th, 400 to 1 to win the championship. So if you want to put a £1 bet down, it would be rather good. Nobody in the Media Dream 11. There's a surprise. We have 2 players in, key players, Adamson and O'Grady Macken. Nobody else. Fulham are expected to win. Bournemouth and Nottingham Forest, both relegated from the Premier League last season. They are expected to go back up, or at least Bournemouth are, and Nottingham Forest in third will be in the playoffs. Burnley, Portsmouth and West Brom also expected to be in the playoffs. Sheffield United also relegated from the Premier League, not expected to get back up. Birmingham and Derby, who were promoted with us. Did I say Derby were promoted with us? I thought Reading came up. I must have misread that somewhere along the line. Yes, Derby came up with us, and they are expected to do better than us in the season. Right, that is how it looks. As I said, we will just have a quick look and see if we can. That's what we want. We go back to last season and we go who's come up and who's gone down. We know who's come up. We know who got relegated. Brentford and West Ham were promoted from the Sky Bet Championship, along with Bristol City, who got promoted via the playoffs, which was rather splendid. In the Premier League last season, coming down, Bournemouth, Notts Forest and Sheffield United. Chelsea were champions in that one. Let's go down to League One. We know who came up. We know who went down. I think that's pretty much brought you up to date. So we will come back with the next episode, episode 103. It's going to be our first two games, our first game in the Championship and a Carabao Cup tie against a Bolton. Have we ever played Preston before in this series? No, we haven't. So it's unknown quantity. I don't think we've ever played Bolton either. We'll just double check. No, we seem to have missed them as we've come up through the league. So unknown quantities this season and some tough matches to come towards the end of August, both against relegated sides from the Premier League in Nottingham Forest and Bournemouth. And then we'll play the fancied favourites to win the Championship this season, Fulham. No game in the Championship is an easy game. And we'll bring you up to date, of course, at the start of the next episode with any other transfers in and things like that. Hope you can join me for the next episode. If you've enjoyed today's episode, though, leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button. That'll keep you up to date with all future episodes of From the Bottom to the Top and our other series, Going Dutch, of course, as they are released. The new episodes, Bottom to the Top, released every Tuesday and Friday, 4:15 p.m. And the best way of keeping up to date with what's happening on this channel is follow me on X at JustOffsideFM. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you for the next episode. It's going to be episode 103. It's out on Friday, and it's our first game in the Championship alongside the first round of the Carabao Cup. Join me for that. Until then, have a good week. Bye-bye.